My name is Alex0567, and this is my NFL 17 mock draft. He picks 1 through 32, everything from the Cleveland Browns to the New Orleans Saints. Let's get going. So, we're going to go ahead, and this is going to be tough because, I mean, they put the players in with, current free agents, so we're gonna have to kind of go through here and select. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. We're gonna go ahead with pick number 1, the Cleveland Browns, and we're gonna use NFL.com here to help me. And they need a quarterback, defensive line, and linebacker according to NFL.com. Now the consensus number 1 overall pick is Myles Garrett. They got him ranked at 94 overall just to show how good he is. But do the Browns go Myles Garrett? They've been pondering this pick. Do they go with Myles Garrett or do they go with quarterback Mitchell Trubisky? It's a tough one. Mitchell Trubisky is considered one of the best prospects here, but according to Mike Mayock on NFL.com, their best player here is Deshaun Watson, best quarterback. So, what do they go with number 1? Is the question. I think they go with the best player on the board in Myles Garrett. He is off the board. He is number 1 overall to the Cleveland Browns. That moves us to the number 2 pick in the draft, the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are probably going to wait till the last second to make this pick to decide here on what they need. They need here a quarterback, offensive lineman, and a linebacker. All 3 of those is too early to take in this year's draft. Ryan Ramczyk, left tackle, Forrest Lamp, center Ethan I don't know how to say his last name. I'm gonna probably butcher it. Dan Feeney, Cam Robinson. So do they go with Solomon Thomas or Taco Charlton or Jonathan Allen? But then you gotta think here. Let's go and look at the 49ers roster. This is currently up to date. The quarterback's Brian Hoyer. They still got Blaine Gabbert on the roster. The offensive line could use help, but it's too early in the draft to do that. So they'd be looking to trade down. But why would they go with defensive end when they got 2 young defensive ends here, Eric Armstead and DeForest Buckner? But they don't have a defensive tackle. They give me an option to continue without saving. Oh, Myles Garrett's still here. Here we go. I think they should go with Jonathan Allen out of Alabama. It's the right fit in my book for them to go here at number 2. Give them a defensive lineman help. Crap. Oh, that's a So it'll be Myles Garrett and then Jonathan Allen, which will bring us to the Bears at number 3. The Bears need a corner, safety, and offensive lineman. Well, I think this one's an easy pick. Let's go with Marshawn Lattimore out of the Ohio State University. Whoever created this roster got it wrong. It's not Ohio, it's Ohio State. It's Ohio State for Marshawn Lattimore. So we'll go with Marshawn Lattimore here at number 2 overall. Sorry, number 3 overall for the Chicago Bears. Which will put on the Jacksonville Jaguars on the clock. So the needs for the Jaguars are tight end, defensive lineman, and offensive lineman. Now, if the draft goes the way I have it going here, the second best defensive lineman in the draft, Solomon Thomas, is still on the board. Tight end O.J. Howard is still on the board. And it's just too early, in my opinion, to go offensive lineman in this weak offensive lineman draft. So, do you go with the offensive lineman, Solomon Thomas, or do you draft the best tight end in the draft this year, O.J. Howard? Now, I was watching Mock Draft Live last night, and they had Maurice Jones-Drew drafting this pick, and they had O.J. Howard going here, which I think is a great pick, and I'm going to agree with him. O.J. Howard is going to go to the Jacksonville Jaguars here at number 5 in my mock draft. Just checking up a couple needs, and that gives Blake Bortles another target to target here. That puts the Tennessee Titans on the clock. Now the Titans need a wide receiver. That's not a doubt. They also need a cornerback and a linebacker. The best corner is already off the board. What do you do then? I think it's too early to go wide receiver here in this year's draft. Mike Williams, John Ross, Corey Davis are all, I think, can go in the first round. Juju Smith-Schuster. It's the question: why would you take a wide receiver right away in the first round? They get John. Okay, you got a running back in last year's draft. So what do you go with? Do you go with safety, which would be a best bet here right now to go with? Go with the best available player on the board, but they don't need defensive end help. So they should probably go with Jamal Adams here of LSU. Here at number 5. So the top 5 picks are all defensive besides O.J. Howard. Which brings us to the New York Jets. Really the first team that should be even thinking about taking a quarterback. But do you really think Mitchell Trubisky, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson are really worth going here right away in the first round? Early in the first round. They're first round talent to me. Watson and Trubisky being early first round talent. But is it worth going right away? They need quarterback, the linebacker, and cornerback. To me, the most ready to go here is Deshaun Watson. But do you go to Deshaun Watson here? NFL has him ranked 26 out of the top 50. We'll go top 50 here. But do you go Deshaun Watson here? Your other quarterbacks are Josh McCown, Bryce Petty, and Christian Hackenberg. Those guys they're not a starting quarterback caliber here. I think they're going to have to go with a quarterback here at number 6 because you're not going to get a quarterback in the second round that's ready to start. So with this pick, the first quarterback's going to come off the board. And to me, that is going to be Deshaun Watson out of Clemson. I think he's more fit to go than Mitchell Trubisky, who's only started 13 games in his career. He, to me, should go. It'll be a reach for him early on in that draft. In the draft. Now, which brings up the Los Angeles Chargers, who's going to be playing at a 35,000 capacity stadium next year, and they got defensive lineman help last year with Joey Bosa, but they get Solomon Thomas to fall all the way down to him at 7. They gotta go Solomon Thomas at 7. Real simple. It falls to you. Take him. Which now puts up the Carolina Panthers on the board. Now, do you go to best player on the board, or do you go and get a need on your team, which is an offensive lineman, defensive lineman, and a running back? Now, the best running back in this year's class is Leonard Fournette, Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, or Joe Mixon. Which one would you go with? The real simple answer here is to go with Leonard Fournette. Don't exceed their cap penalty. Oh. I don't know who to release here. I need to release someone in order to sign him. Who should I release? I should be able to sign him now, hopefully, right? Would exceed their salary cap. Oh boy. Who would help bring that cap down? They ain't gonna release a quarterback if they sign a quarterback, so running back. So they gotta. We'll go ahead and save. Not save quite yet. Let's go ahead and sign Leonard Fournette now. No, not to the Packers. That would be amazing, though. Exceeding cap penalty. I mean, this isn't gonna be a real roster now for him, but they. Guys, to the Panthers. Oh, boy, what? I don't think they need Michael Orr on their draft. Hang on. Okay, I think that's an unrealistic cap room space. I don't. Alright, let's. Question is, how did the Panthers get $800 million cap negative? Huh. But their pick will be Leonard Fournette. Carolina Panthers. So he's gonna just sit there until we need to figure out why he's not going there. Really messed up. Well, the next pick would be the Cincinnati Bengals. After making the playoffs for a couple years, they finally missed the playoffs, which now needs, according to NFL Network, needing linebacker, defensive lineman, or offensive lineman. So if we go ahead and take a look here at the Bengals roster, could they use someone like Malik Hooker? Depends on how they have him this game. I think they're good without him. What really do they need? They need. We'll go Taco Charlton to him. Here at 9. So he's now off the board, Taco Charlton, the 9th best player in the NFL draft, according to NFL Network. Which now brings up the Buffalo Bills, the 10th overall pick. Now, what do the Bills go here with number 10? They shall go with Malik Hooker from the Ohio State University. Which will now put on the New Orleans Saints at number 11 on the clock. Do they get a wide receiver to replace Brandon Cooks? Do they get a corner? Do they get a linebacker? What do they really need here? So, what do they get? I think it's not really worth worrying about Reuben Foster here and his diluted drug test here. He will go number 11 to the Saints. Now, Mitchell Trubisky still sitting here at number 12 for the Browns. They got Myles Garrett already to help with the defensive line. They could use a linebacker here, but the linebackers that are left on the board are not considered a 12th overall pick worthy. Could they be taking the first offensive lineman off the board here? Which they count Ryan Ramczyk being the best. Do they go another defensive lineman here? And the next best one being Hassan Reddick. It's really taking a look at who is the best player here. They don't even got Hassan Reddick on the board, do they? They got Malik McDowell twice here. Maybe they moved him to Do they go Hassan Reddick here over the quarterback they need here? I think that their quarterbacks right now who are they? They are they're going Mitchell Trubisky with this pick. Mitchell Trubisky is going number 12 to the uh, Cleveland Browns, which now puts the Arizona Cardinals on the board. Do they get their successor to Carson Palmer in this year's draft? Which, if they do it, I think Patrick Mahomes would be the best person to put in that system behind him. With Deshaun Watson already off the board, the next best quarterback here is Patrick Mahomes. Deshaun Kaiser, to me, has fallen out of the first round. If anything, he's a late first round pick. But their needs here for the Arizona Cardinals are linebacker, quarterback, or corner. I think a quarterback can wait till the second round. I think they should go with either a linebacker or a... Oh crap, I don't want to go Chargers. Or a corner here. Fill out their needs. The best corners left. Where's White? They don't where they put Tre'Davious White? Do they go with Tre'Davious White here? He's considered a 75 overall corner. Do they go Marlon Humphrey here? Which many believe he's not worth a top 12, 13 pick for. Or do they go with Hassan Reddick, an outside linebacker? To me, you go with the best person on the board, and that is going to be Hassan Reddick at Temple. Which now puts the Philadelphia Eagles on the clock. And now this is where it gets tough. Do the Eagles go with a wide receiver after bringing in... Let's go ahead and take a look at their roster here. And Alshon Jeffries. And Torrey Smith. Both, I think, on a limited contract deal. I don't think they should go with a quarterback. Do they go with a running back? Their best running back on the roster is Ryan Matthews. Is he really worth being the best running back on the roster? Do you draft a running back in Dalvin Cook here? Or do you not? To me, I think the best choice here is to go with Dalvin Cook at the University of Florida State. A lot of hype there. No, don't. I gotta go to the Giant Eagles. Which now puts the Indianapolis Colts on the clock. The Colts need offensive linemen, defensive linemen, and a running back. Who's left for defensive linemen that are worthy here? Derek Barnett is going to go to the Philadelphia Eagles here at number 15. Congratulations, oh, fuck. Oopsies. He only get one good first round pick. To the Colts. Derek Barnett, which now puts on the Baltimore Ravens. And let's go ahead and take a look who's all left here. The best prospects here are the tight end, David Njoku, Mike Williams, Corey Davis. That fills needs. Do they go corner here? And Marlon Humphrey or Tre'Davious White or Garyon Conley? Do they, or where is he? Oh, they got Artancarius McKinley. Well, do you go linebacker here? Do you go wide receiver here? Now the question is, what receiver would you like? Do you want a speedster? I think Mike Williams is the best fit here to go here. Mike Williams, you... Oh, Colts don't get 2 first-round picks. God. Mike Williams... to the Ravens, which put on the Washington Redskins on the clock. Now, what do the Redskins go with? The Redskins, here we go. Let's go ahead and take a look here at their roster. Let's take a look at their wide receivers. They got Terrell Pryor, Jamison Crowder, Brian Quick, and a rookie from this past draft class, Josh Doxson. They need a linebacker, left, middle. I don't really think they need a linebacker here. Or a safety or a running back. Ooh. Do you replace Fat Rob with a Christian McCaffrey here? Or do you go with... who's the best safety left? I don't think Obi Melifonwu is ready for that pick. Tough choices here. You got one good corner in Josh Norman. Do you go 2 good corners here? Do you get another corner to help? Do you go with... you gotta go with a corner here. I think they're gonna go with cornerback here. Tre'Davious White. Out of the University. Where is he? Louisiana Southern University. And the Titans are on the clock again, and I think they gotta go wide receiver with this pick. They went Jamal Adams first pick, now they go wide receiver Corey Davis with this pick. This is taking longer than I thought it would. But Corey Davis is now off the board. He's going to the Tennessee Titans, which now brings up the Tennessee Buccaneers. Who should they go with? I think this is where you're going to see Christian McCaffrey go off the board. Doug Martin is a good running back, yes. But you need to get another good running back, because it seems lately he's not been staying healthy. Now puts on the Broncos on the clock. The Broncos are going to take the first offensive lineman here in Ryan Ramczyk at 20. So he's now off the clock, off the board, which now puts on the Detroit Lions. Who do they go with? They need defensive lineman, linebacker. They're going to go with Tankrius McKinley here. At 21. Which puts the Dolphins on the board, on the clock. And they need linebacker, offensive lineman, and cornerback. Well, last year they took bong-smoking Laramie Tunsil. What do they need? Do I see... They're going to give Jawan James another chance here. And they're going to go with the best offensive lineman on the board, Forrest Lamp. Forrest Lamp will be the 22nd overall pick in this year's draft. I hope he can run. But he is going to the Dolphins, which now puts the New York Giants on the clock, which I think they should go with David Njoku out of the University of Miami. So David Njoku is now off the board, which puts the Raiders of the soon-to-be Las Vegas Raiders on the clock. They need linebacker help. And what to me is the best choice? This one I'm using the same pick that the experts made last night in Gerard Davis to them. Now that leaves the Houston Texans, who need a quarterback. Well, this is where this is going to get interesting. I don't think a single quarterback in this year's draft is ready to start. But this is where it comes to issue 2. The current quarterbacks on the Texan rosters are Tom Savage and what's his name? He from Texas, Oklahoma State. Was drafted 22nd overall by the Browns. It was Brady Quinn, Jenny Manziel, and one other guy. What is his name? Oh my God, it's Brandon Weeden on the roster. To me, I don't think that's good enough from, and then go with Patrick Mahomes too at the University of Texas Tech. And then the Seattle Seahawks are now on the clock. They need offensive lineman help, defensive lineman help, and a cornerback. I think they're going to go with the best offensive lineman here, Cam Robinson. I guess another team that's over their salary cap. To the what was I saying? To the the Seahawks. Now puts the Kansas City Chiefs on the clock. They need linebacker help. Well, I think they can go ahead and go with Zach Cunningham here. Otherwise, you're waiting. And waiting. And going to be waiting for a linebacker to come up. Zach Cunningham out of Vanderbilt. You're going to the Kansas City Chiefs at 27. Now rings up the Dallas Cowgirls. They need a cornerback. And I think that's going to be Garyon Conley. Where is he? They should go with him at the University of Ohio State. Now it puts on my favorite team on the clock, the Green Bay Packers. They need corner, linebacker, and defensive lineman help. I don't think they should go with a linebacker here. Sorry, they should go linebacker here. They should go with the best linebacker left, and that's TJ Watt. TJ Watt's going to the Green Bay Packers at 29. 3 picks left, and that leaves the Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock. And they need linebacker, safety, and wide receiver. Hello, Mr. Jabril Peppers. Shit, wrong button, guy. Come on. To the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now comes up on the clock the Garrett Bowles is going to go here to the Falcons at 31. What side of the line is he on? Oh, Cam Robinson's off the clock. Humps. Damn, rainy. Boom, Garrett Bowles is off the clock from Utah. And that puts the New Orleans Saints on the board one last time. They took Reuben Foster. They're going to replace the speedster they lost with John Ross. Here. To the Saints. And that's how the first round will end. So, a quick recap here. The Browns were number 1. They got Myles Garrett. And at number 12, they got their quarterback of the future, Mitchell Trubisky. Number 2 was the Finn Allen to help that young defensive line. Number 3 was the Bears. They went with Marshawn Lattimore. Number 4 was the Jaguars. They went with the... Alright, let's start over. So, here we go in this exact order. It goes Myles Garrett, Jonathan Allen, Marshawn Lattimore, O.J. Howard, Jamal Adams, Deshaun Watson, Solomon Thomas, Leonard Fournette, Taco Charlton, Malik Hooker, Reuben Foster, Mitchell Trubisky, Hassan Reddick, Dalvin Cook, Derek Barnett, Mike Williams, Tre'Davious White, Corey Davis, Christian McCaffrey, Ryan Ramczyk, Tankerius McKinley, Forrest Lamp, David Njoku, Gerard Davis, Patrick Mahomes, Cam Robinson, Zach Cunningham, Jerion Conley, TJ Watt, Jabril Peppers, Garrett Bowles, and John Ross. Those are all the first round picks that could happen in this year's draft, in my opinion. Should happen in this year's draft. Now, I'm going to go ahead and choose my team now and finish out their draft. And my team's going to be the Green Bay Packers. So, their offensive linemen are okay. So in the second round, I think what will be left for them at pick number... See, they got 29 the first round. $58. What will be left for them at pick number 58? Who is the 58th overall prospect in this year's draft? A lineman. I don't think they'll go offensive lineman. I think they'll go cornerback. I think Sidney Jones, because of his injury, will fall all the way down to 58. Right, and then, let's see, we just need to see here. I can close out of this. Oh no, we'll stay on that page. Boom, boom. I don't know if they have two third-round picks. Let's see. Trackers. Hmm. So they get their cornerback help. At pick number, I think they get that because of injury. At pick 61, I'm so sorry. I forgot there's 32 teams. So in the third round, pick 93, what could be left? I'm going to go ahead and remove, I need to remove TJ Watt. Unless it shows it here. So we got a corner and a linebacker. They need a running back. So we'll go ahead and take a look here at the running backs that could be left. Now teams before them that could use a running back. Might be interesting. What is a running back that would fit in at Green Bay? Kamara will be gone in the second round. Joe Mixon might be late enough for them to get. All because of his off the field antics. Teams are going to take him off the board or not draft him right away. I think if Joe Mixon really gets the reputation that he gets, he could fall to number in the third round, maybe into the fourth round. So that takes care of some of their needs. Now brings up the fourth round pick, which they need offense of lineman help at right guard because they just lost a right guard. So who would fall? It's offensive weak line in weak draft. I don't know, I think that's good enough. We'll just do the 3 picks for the Packers. But they got a running back that could help them on the roster. They got a receiving core that's got aging receiver there in Jordy Nelson. So they might be interested in a receiver later on in the draft. They got 2 great tight ends in Martellus Bennett and Lance Kendricks. Offensive line, weak spot right now, sitting at right guard. Defensive line, a little bit iffy. They get TJ Watt, but I think they can move. Ooh, that'll be a tough one. Because they got Nick Perry still on the roster. They run a 3-4. So maybe move Clay Matthews back in at linebacker. Middle. And then move TJ Watt to the right. That might be what they want to do. And then their cornerback's currently injured, but they got then some corner help. I think that 88 speed's kind of to him. But that's how I think the draft could go here. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I know this might have seemed, where did my soda seem a little bit weird to you, but let's go ahead and save this now. Everything Madden 2018. But I think there could be the 3 best running backs going in the first round, the top 3 quarterbacks going in the first round. That's how I see the draft going. But that is my mock draft. If you guys have any uh, disapprovals with it, I recommend you leave your opinion about it in the comments section. Go ahead and like the video once you're done. Um, I know many of you weren't watching it. There wasn't many people who watched it live, so but go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel, do whatever you want. But this is gonna be Alex Little 567 signing off here after doing my NFL mock draft. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.